Hi, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm coming to you live from my house instead of the Granville branch. It's so good to have you all here. I can see that we've got quite a few people watching. This is awesome. I want to welcome you to our 2021 Bob Kickoff. I'm sad that I can't see you all right now, but I hope that you are watching and that you are so excited to hear about our competition this year. In case you're joining us and you're not familiar, Battle of the Books is a book trivia competition for 5th through 8th grade students that is sponsored by the Granville Public Library, as well as Granville Public Schools. Competitors read 6 books selected by a committee of librarians and compete to answer challenging questions about all aspects of the book. All parts of Bob are going to be virtual this year. We wanted so badly to still have a competition for you, and hopefully what we have come up with will be a great time. We know that the world is nuts right now, and we wanted to give you all something to look forward to. So hopefully this will be a really fun experience this year, and we're so excited to have found a way to do everything virtually. I want to thank my Bob committee who helped select our great titles, which I can't wait to share with you tonight. We've known since September what our books were going to be, and it has been very hard not to spill the beans to all of you. So I can't wait to tell you what our great books are. So thank you to the Bob committee who has helped select the great titles. They are writing questions right now and helping to plan our virtual event. Thank you to Chris and Christine from KDL Granville. You're going to see Christine in a little bit joining me on the screen. Thank you to Sharon Carr from Granville Middle School and Terry Peterson from Century Park Learning Center. Thank you also to Karen, Becky, Jelaine, Kim, Margaret, and Kim and Margaret. They are my mom's book club and have volunteered to help us write questions this year, and I really appreciate their assistance. Bob would not be possible without all of our amazing volunteers and our sponsors as well. So we thank you so much for all that you do to make this possible. As I start sharing key information about Bob for this year, please ask any questions that you have in the comment section. We will try to respond live to questions as we go. If we miss your question, you can always email me. My name is Katie Lawrence, and you can email me at klawrence, LAWRENCE, @kdl.org. So the first thing I want to talk about is registration. This year, registration begins tonight, and it ends January 11th. As with all things with Bob this year, we are doing all of our registration online. Again, we know the world is very unpredictable, so we wanted to make sure there was a way to get everyone's registration forms. Teams this year can be 1 to 6 students. Again, determine on your own what you are comfortable with regarding social distancing, virtual school, and all of that. So you can compete by yourself if you like, with a sibling, with classmates, whatever works best for you. Again, this competition is for 5th through 8th grade students. We do ask that each team has 1 adult coach who is over 18 years old. If you would like to have an assistant coach or a second coach who is younger or has done Bob before, you can certainly join us. Sorry, my dog is going nuts in the background. So please do have at least 1 adult coach sponsoring your team. If you have done Battle of the Books before, you might remember that typically we ask for a photo video release form signed by every member of your team. This year we are not asking for that form as everything is going to be virtual. So again, registration opens tonight. You can find that online form on our website, which is kdl.org/Bob, B-O-B. So some key dates. Obviously, this is the most important date because we're kicking everything off and we're so excited to have you here. The next important date is Monday, January 4th. We will be having our online coaches meeting. That's going to be held through Zoom. A Zoom link will be sent out to all registered coaches prior to the event. So you're going to want to get that registration form in. All Bob coaches are required to attend this meeting, especially this year, as we have had to make quite a few changes in order to accommodate the virtual event. I'm not going to get into a lot of the nitty-gritty tonight. If you're interested in seeing some more details about how we plan on holding Bob virtually, again, you can see a lot of information on our website, which is kdl.org/Bob. Our Bob tournament this year is going to be on Saturday, March 6th from 9 a.m. to noon. Again, this is also going to be online via Zoom. So we will send a Zoom link out to all registered teams prior to the event. And that way we'll have some good privacy and be able to compete together. We also plan on holding a practice day so that everyone can test out the technology and make sure that they are set up with their team. We have not selected a day for that practice day yet, but as soon as we do, we will post that on our website, on our Facebook page, and email it to coaches. So again, just so you know, our website is kdl.org/Bob. That website is up to date. We have quite a few documents on there, including rules, our plan for how the competition is going to work this year, and all of that. We also will be adding the titles that we announced tonight to that website. They should appear by tomorrow morning. Another great resource that I recommend that you follow is our Granville Battle of the Books Facebook page. I tend to post updates there as well as email them to coaches once our registration deadline has passed. And that is a great place to find a lot of information. And updates. You also can contact me at any time if you have questions. This year, as things are constantly shifting, I do recommend that you email me. My email address is klawrence@kdl.org. Please try contacting me by email before you call the branch or anything like that. That's going to be the best way to get a hold of me. So one last thing to share with you is how to get a hold of the books this year. And then we're going to book talk. I know you probably all are dying to know what the books are. So all of your school libraries, if you go to a Granville school, all of your school libraries have copies of the book. I am not sure right now what access you have to your school library. You're going to want to talk to your school librarian to find out if you have a way to access them. But Granville Christian Schools and Granville Public Schools all have copies of the books. Kent District Library also has print copies and in many cases books on CD or playaways that you can borrow as well. We are currently offering curbside service only. So if you would like to get a hold of some of these books after we announce them today, you're going to want to go to kdl.org and look up the book. You're going to place a hold, and then please wait until we contact you either by phone call, email, or text to let you know that your book or books have come in. Once they have come in, we will definitely contact you. And each branch of KDL has a designated space for curbside pickup. So once you find that space, you're going to park, you're going to call the number that's on the sign right there, and a staff member will bring your books right out to your car and set them in the trunk of your car. So again, please do wait until you're contacted that your holds have come in, and we have plenty of copies to get you. The other thing I want to tell you is this year in particular, we have ensured that we have a lot of ebook and e-audiobook licenses for all of our titles. They are all available either through Hoopla or Overdrive. Those are applications that KDL makes available to you. We are going to share links to instructions on how to use those ebook systems. We also, at the end of this broadcast, will be sharing links to our website and to our Facebook page. So we're going to make sure you've got all the information you need. So if you are not comfortable coming to the branch or borrowing physical materials, you can definitely borrow the ebooks or the e-audiobooks and hear them or read them that way. So that is it that I'm going to share tonight, because we want to get to the book talks. But again, if you have any questions at all, if you're looking for more specifics about the competition, you can visit our website. You can email me. There are lots of ways you can get more information. So without further ado, we are going to move into our book talks and tell you about our great titles. We're very excited to share them. And I am going to click over to Christine, and Christine is going to share our first book talk.
Hi, everyone. I am very excited and very honored to get to be the person to share our very first book of Bob 2021. And that book is The Blackthorn Key by Kevin Sands. This book is really fast-paced, and it is full of puzzles and codes to be solved. It takes place in London in 1665, so kind of the end of the Middle Ages, and the main character's name is Christopher Rowe. Christopher is an orphan, but he lives with a man named Master Benedict Blackthorn, like the Blackthorn Key, and Master Benedict is an apothecary, which basically means he's kind of like a pharmacist. He makes and sells herbs and potions as medicine. And as you can imagine, this takes a lot of training and a lot of knowledge to be an apothecary. So Master Benedict is teaching Christopher everything that he will need in order to follow in Master Benedict's footsteps when he is grown up. And Christopher really likes Master Benedict. He likes living with him. He likes learning from him. He also has a very good friend named Tom, who he spends a lot of time with. Tom and Christopher like to invent things. They like to experiment with things. And these inventions and experiments often end with things blowing up or other types of general mayhem. So all in all, Christopher has a pretty nice life. But that life is threatened when apothecaries around London start turning up dead. And when the mystery hits a little too close to home, Christopher is pulled in, and he must use all of the knowledge that he's been given by Master Benedict in order to stop some very bad people from obtaining a very powerful weapon. That is The Blackthorn Key by Kevin Sands.
All right. Our second book for Bob 2021 is called Broken Strings by Eric Walters and Kathy Kaser. This book is about the power of music as well as the Holocaust. Set in 2002, Shirley is still recovering from the events of September 11th, as well as the death of her beloved grandmother. But she's looking forward to her school's production of Fiddler on the Roof. Shirley is a very good singer, and she loves performing, and she's very excited and feels that she is going to be cast as the sister. She's very excited to get cast as the sister. So she's disappointed because instead of being the sister in the show, she has been cast as the old Jewish mother, and she just is not excited. But then she finds out she gets to star with Ben Morgan, the cutest boy in school. And so she starts getting ready for the show. And when she goes to borrow some clothing from her grandfather, she goes up to his attic and discovers a beautiful violin that she has never seen before. And she starts asking him some questions, and he doesn't really want to explain to her where the violin has come from. So this book is focused both on Shirley as well as on her grandfather and his experiences during the Holocaust. It takes a deep look at grief and loss, but also at how music and love can help piece you back together. If you're an actor or a theater fan at all, you will love all of the behind the scenes details as Shirley and her classmates prepare for the big show. This has lots of great family and friendship details, and we just loved it as a committee. So again, our second book is Broken Strings by Eric Walters and Kathy Kaser.
Our third book that we're sharing tonight is a 2019 Newbery Honor winner, and it is called The Night Diary by Vera Hiranandani. And it takes place in India in 1947. The main character's name is Nisha. And during this time in India, there are people of all different religions, but most people are either Hindu or Muslim. And the people who just kind of got in charge of the government have decided that Hindus and Muslims should not be able to live alongside each other anymore. They shouldn't be neighbors or friends or coworkers. And so they have decided to split India into two different countries. One country, which will be called Pakistan, is going to be where they want all of the Muslims to live. And the other country, which they're going to continue to call India, is where they want all of the Hindus to live. But now some people are in a really bad situation, which includes Nisha and her family, because their religious affiliation does not match with the town that they're living in right now. They have found themselves living on the wrong side of this new border. And tensions between the two religious groups are kind of rising, and violence is starting to break out throughout both of the new countries. And Nisha's father has decided it's not safe anymore for them to continue living in their town. And it is time to pack up all the belongings that they can carry and leave everything else behind and make their way to the new country that they're supposed to live in. And so they're going to have to leave behind everything they can't carry. They have to leave behind their school, her dad's work, their home, their friends, and they are actually going to be setting out to cross this border on foot because the train stations are kind of a hotbed of violence because there are just so many people who are trying to use them right now. And so they are setting out on foot, and along the way, they are going to risk dehydration, starvation, and violence. The Night Diary by Vera Hiranandani is the story of a family's treacherous trip to a new land and the story of a girl trying to make sense of a divided world around her and her place in it. Back over to Katie.
All right. Our next Bob title is one that might be familiar to a lot of you. Our next Bob title is The Strange Case of Origami Yoda by Tom Engelberger. Now, this is a title that we have used for Battle of the Books before. It has been quite some time, though, so we thought we could repeat it. And this is a very, very funny book. Dwight is in 6th grade, and he marches to the beat of his own drummer. He often wears the same shirt for a month at a time. He has people call him Captain Dwight for seemingly no reason. And he is highly skilled at origami. When he makes an origami Yoda, and Yoda begins dispensing advice, his classmates are shocked to discover that Yoda's predictions and advice often come true. Tommy, a fellow 6th grader, decides to investigate what is really going on. And the book is written like a case file, with interviews, doodles, and documents from other students as Tommy tries to figure out why Origami Yoda is so accurate and what is going on. This is the first book in a really great series. It is hilarious. And so this one is Strange Case of Origami Yoda by Tom Engelberger. And let's go back to Christine. We're almost done. I hope you guys are excited.
Next up is The Strangers by Margaret Peterson Haddix. The Greystone siblings, Finn, Emma, and Chess, are shocked to hear on the news that 3 other siblings who share the same names and birthdays as Finn, Emma, and Chess have just been reported missing. The next morning, Mrs. Greystone, Finn, Emma, and Chess's mom, announces that she suddenly has to go out of town on an urgent business trip. While she's gone, the siblings are going to stay with a woman named Miss Morales and her daughter, Natalie. Now, this seems pretty weird because the Greystones don't really know Miss Morales that well. She used to be the PTO president. It's not like she's a good friend of their mom's. They really don't understand why their mom picked her to watch after them. And frankly, everything about the past couple days has been pretty strange. So they decide to do some investigating, and they uncover some suspicious clues that make them wonder if their mom's sudden departure is part of a greater mystery, perhaps one that is somehow related to the other children's disappearance. They set out to discover the truth, whatever it is, and determine that things are much stranger than they ever could have imagined. And it is going to be up to Finn, Emma, and Chess to protect the ones that they love. This mystery is fantastic. It's the first in a series, and that is The Strangers by Margaret Peterson Haddix.
All right, and we are to our last Bob book. I don't know if you guys are ready to hear about this one. I don't know. Oh, all right, I guess I should tell you. All right, our last and final Bob book for this year is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mambalia. This is an epic fantasy adventure based on African-American folklore and West African gods. 7th grader Tristan is learning how to box and coping with the loss of his best friend Eddie in an accident. He's sent to live with his grandparents on their farm for a month, and Tristan is shocked to wake up in the middle of the night to a tiny, sticky creature stealing his friend Eddie's journal, which is the only thing Tristan has to remember Eddie by. In his attempt to retrieve the journal from this tiny creature, Tristan accidentally punches a hole in the sky, for real, and ends up in Mid-Pass, a volatile land full of battles to fight, heroes, and magic. Tristan ends up fighting alongside heroes like John Henry and Brer Rabbit, as well as that sticky creature whose name is Gum Baby. Combining boxing with the power of storytelling while tackling issues of racism, guilt, slavery, and heroism, Mambalia has created an epic adventure that will just suck you in. My favorite character by far in this book is Gum Baby. She is very sassy and funny, and I think you guys will really enjoy this book and her as a character too. So this last and final book is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mambalia. All right, and those are our Bob titles for this year. A big thank you to Christine for book talking with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So just a few reminders before we sign off for the night. If you would like more information about the competition, if you want to register, if you need a reminder of any of the things that we said tonight, please visit our website, which is kdl.org/Bob. Please follow our Facebook page, which is Granville Battle of the Books. You can also contact me at any time. My email address again is klawrence@kdl.org. To remind you again about the books, you can borrow them hopefully from your school library. Again, you're going to want to check in with your own school, with your own librarian to find out if you have a way to access books right now. You can also borrow the books by putting them on hold through Kent District Library. When they come in, you're able to pick them up using our curbside service. We have print books, we have books on CD, we have playaways. We also have ebook and e-audiobook licenses. So if you would like to borrow them through Hoopla or Overdrive or Libby, those are all apps that we have where you can borrow ebooks from us. That is a way that you can start reading the books from home. This recording is going to be saved on our Facebook page. It also will be accessible on YouTube. And you feel free to share this with your friends, with people you're hoping to compete with you, with whoever you like. We are very excited about Battle of the Books this year, and we hope that a lot of you are able to compete. And the last thing is the book titles we shared today are going to be posted on our Facebook page as soon as Christine and I log off. They also will be on our website, which is again, kdl.org/Bob. They'll be on the website by tomorrow morning. I had to swear our IT guy to secrecy, and so he will be adding them in the morning. And I think that is it from us. Did we have any questions at all, Christine? You're on mute, Christine.
Thank you, Katie. We did have a question which is answered in the chat, but just for the people who are watching, Katie, are there any limits to the number of teams who can register?
We do not have any limits this year. Because we are hosting Battle of the Books virtually, we are able to accommodate everyone that would like to participate, which is very exciting. Normally, we have to limit how many teams we can take. So we're really excited we can do that, especially because we're allowing teams that have 1 person to 6 people. So we might have more teams than we usually do, which would be wonderful. So again, please reach out if you have other questions. That was a great question, Christine. Thank you for asking that one. So with that, we are going to sign off for the night. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope a lot of you choose to participate in Bob this year. Even if you don't participate, we think we selected a really great list of books. We're very excited about the list this year. So if nothing else, please check some of these books out and read about some new adventures. Hope you all have a great night and a happy Thanksgiving next week if you're celebrating, and be well and stay safe. Take care.